All right, I would like to welcome everybody to the December 26th Town Board meeting. Before we begin the Town Board meeting, we're going to have a public hearing on introductory local law number 10 of 2024. This is a local law which will be extending the moratorium on battery storage. The clerk will read the public notice.
Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Warwick will be holding a public hearing to consider proposed introductory local law number 10 of 2024 entitled A Local Law Amending Local Law number 1 of 2024, a local law which extended for a further 12 months local law number 4 of 2023, a 6-month moratorium prohibiting the review and approval of clean renewable energy technology businesses devoted to research, education, distribution, or application of technological innovation in alternative energy uses in the town of Warwick for an additional 6 months to expire June 30th, 2025. Said hearing to be held on Thursday, December 26, 2024 at 1 p.m. or soon thereafter. May the matter be heard at the Town Hall, 132 Kings Highway, Town of Warwick. A complete copy of the introductory local law is available for your inspection in the clerk's office and/or the Town of Warwick website, townofwarwick.org. All interested persons will be given the opportunity to be heard.
All right, today is the public hearing day. Are there any comments from the board before we go to the public? No comments from the board. Any comments from the attorney?
No, Supervisor.
All right, we'll open it up to the floor. Any comments from the public on the extension of the battery storage moratorium, which limits and prevents any development of new battery storage facilities within the town of Warwick? Mr. Helm, please, yes, if you would. Just turn the microphone on. State your name, please.
Michael Helm. I just have a question. I'm wondering who is the town's expert in deciding when this technology will be safe for use in the town of Warwick?
Is there, well, we have a planner from Nelson Pope Voorhees, and they are helping us design our code. The town has not solicited an expert, so to speak, to ever determine, and I think that would be a really hard thing to do. I don't think any of, a lot of this new technology, I don't think you could ever say for certain that it's safe. So I don't know if we'll ever be able to hire somebody that will tell us it is definitely safe. I think that's impossible to do.
I guess in my feeling, there are experts through NYSERDA and other state agencies who care just as much as each of us does about the safety of residents, who are reviewing these things and improving them throughout the state. So I guess I hope that, and this will be the cleaner and safer technology of the future for running our grid and our energy supplies. So I hope in the future that their expertise will be taken into consideration.
We are certainly working very closely with NYSERDA as well as New York State in general on the overall code. What we're focused on right now is finding the appropriate locations within the town for this. I'm sure you're aware of the battery fire that took place in the village of Warwick. We want to make sure that that doesn't happen again. We're not outright banning battery storage facilities, but we're not rushing into allowing them to be built within the town. We currently have no active applications for anybody looking to site battery storage within the town of Warwick, so we're not necessarily holding anybody up from doing it. We just want to make sure that if it's done the best way possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public on the local law? There being none, I make a motion. Yep.
What are other nearby towns doing about this, or do we care about it, or?
What's your name?
Christopher Ford. I'm sorry, I guess I was supposed to go over there.
It's all right. That's fine.
Christopher Ford?
Yes.
F-O-R-D?
We certainly care what other towns are doing and trying to use whatever they've done as a model for us, but unfortunately, many towns across the state have not developed comprehensive codes relating to battery storage. The town of Warwick does have a component of our code addressing battery storage, but it's not comprehensive, and the town board doesn't feel that it is adequate in response to the battery storage fire that we saw a couple of years ago in the village. Many towns don't have what we feel are good laws relating to the siting of these. And, I agree with Michael that they are the future. as New York State continues to require more electric consumption over natural gas and other energy sources. We're going to need ways to supplement the grid and back up the grid. And battery storage is likely one of those key components to that. We recognize that. So we are looking at other towns as best we can. Any other comments? Okay. I make a motion that we close the public hearing on introductory local law number 10 of 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, the public hearing is now closed. We're going to go right into our regular town board meeting for December 26th. If you would all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would the clerk please call roll?
Supervisor Dwyer? Here. Councilman Cole?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Mattingly?
Here.
Councilman Schuback?
Here.
Attorney Buckeye?
Thank you. There are no presentations today. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the regular meeting minutes from December 12.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Make a motion that we accept the minutes from the public hearing on December 12, local law number 9 of 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Correspondence is listed as addendum number 1 in the packet. Is there any board's discussion on the correspondence? Okay, we'll go right into reports of boards and department heads, beginning with Police Chief John Rader.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I have a brief report. We received a notification for a $10,000 grant award from Senator Skoufis's office for the 2025 National Night Out. This isn't something we've applied for. We've just been able to get that money every year from his generosity. So we're looking forward to starting the planning early in the new year for that event. We want to remind all town and village residents of the wintertime street parking restrictions. There is no overnight parking on village streets from November 1st through April 1st, from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. Overnight parking is prohibited in the town from November 1st through April 1st at any time during inclement weather. Any of these vehicles found in violation can be ticketed and or towed. We will have an extra patrols on for New Year's Eve. It's very simple. If you drink, don't drive, and if you drive, don't drink. And on behalf of the police department, we want to wish our residents and the board a very happy new year. Any questions from the board?
Any questions? Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
DPW Commissioner Astorino.
Good afternoon, everyone. Glad the chief mentioned what he did about the overnight parking in inclement weather in the town. It makes our drivers' life very difficult if they're driving around vehicles. It gets very expensive for the community to have to go back and re-salt and replow roads where cars were parked. So thank you for that, John. That is one thing I like to keep in mind. Also, we had some storms in December, one on the 16th, one on the 20th, and one on the 24th. So we've had an eventful December from previous years. We did some work on Cliff Road, cleaning out a basin, tree work. We brushed the entire Cascade Lake Road. Potholes we're filling with cold mix. Vehicle maintenance and emergency repairs, as always, we're on top of that. Road signs, mailboxes. If we do hit something, which does happen from time to time with the wind or the snow, we will replace a mailbox. Most communities do not do that. You're very lucky if you live in Warwick to get that done. We are hauling material, salt and sand salt mix over to Greenwood Lake for that stockpile. And I believe that's where we are. So, any questions, concerns?
None. Appreciate the hard work. Great job. Everybody's working hard, and unfortunately, Christmas Eve had a little bit of an event.
Listen, it could have been a lot worse. It was Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah.
So it's good. We've been through worse, so we'll take it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Ben. Deputy Commissioner McPherson.
Quick report. Just wanted to say we are completing all the day-to-day routine operations and daily maintenance. All the stops are being checked daily, samples collected, and all regulatory reporting is being done. On the water side of things, With the cold weather, we had a few call-outs from people in different districts with frozen water lines in their home. I just wanted to say if your water line is in a crawl space or under the house or a place that is exposed to any kind of draft, that is the first place you're going to have a problem and should look to insulate the line the best you can or close off any area where there might be a draft. Frozen lines often end up in the pipes being cracked or split, and that becomes a much bigger problem after that. As mentioned during the last meeting, the health department has decided they would like to make Union Corners Town Park a public water drinking system. We have began working with the engineering firm to sort out details of what that's going to require. Unfortunately, it's going to involve a lot of unfunded costs to put in place water treatment equipment by the time the turnout date is in the spring. We're currently doing quarterly water meter readings for all water districts. The guys will be out and about collecting readings in the districts over the next few working days. And just the main sewer plant has been running well for the most part. We continue to work with engineers and regulatory agencies toward our long-term goals for the plant.
Great. Any questions for Matt?
No.
Thanks, Matt. Our recreation director is on vacation this week. Much needed, well deserved. We'll go right into town board reports, beginning with Councilman D'Angelo.
The Warwick Humane Society is announcing that the doggy dogs for the kennels are in order, and once installed, will keep the kennels and dogs warm this winter and cool this coming summer. They need heated chicken waterers, and rabbit toys are needed for a recent intake of 56 rabbits and 57 chickens from deplorable conditions. I just want to remind everybody that animals can suffer frostbite. New York State law mandates proper shelter for dogs left outside, which includes an insulated, proper-sized doghouse and unfrozen water available. Outside cats need shelter too. Please use straw, which insulates, and not hay, which gets wet and moldy. The current wish list is paper towels, bleach, simple green cleaner, large dog bones, catnip, 13-gallon and 55-gallon trash bags, newspapers, and adoptions. They'd like to thank the community for its support throughout the year for their homeless pets. And the Town of Warwick Friendly Visitor Program is having the 2025 January volunteer training. Their virtual training sessions, excuse me, January 9th at 5 p.m. and January 21st at 10 a.m. They need volunteers to provide senior neighbors with local transportation, wellness calls, groceries, shopping, and friendly visits. Excuse me. And you can contact Paula at 845-341-1173, extension 305. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Cole, your report, please.
Okay, thank you. Last couple of weeks, Alan Held and I have been going around the town looking at the historical markers that we have in the villages and the town. As part of the sesquicentennial, we found most of them are in pretty good condition. Some need to be repainted. We have someone who's going to come by and sandblast them on site, but there are two that we're going to have to remove temporarily because they have flaws in the metal. One has a cracked base, the one by the CYO, and there's another one just outside the village. It's got a crack in it. We have to take it out, see if we can get it fixed. So if you see one's missing, it's likely us removing it and getting it repaired before the guy comes through and sandblasts them, and then we can just paint them on site, and they'll be as good as new for the 250th anniversary. So that's all I have so far.
Good. Thank you. Councilman Mattingly, your report, please.
Thank you, Supervisor. On December 18th, I participated in a Zoom call with Barton and Lowe Judas engineers, ongoing discussion of the feasibility of a multi-use trail connecting the village of Warwick and the shopping district on South 94. On the call, in addition to Barton, Lowe Judas, was yourself, Jesse, as well as Mayor Newhart. And we discussed possible routes for that trail, as well as ways to maximize safety and accessibility for everyone. That is still in the feasibility stage, and I'll update the board and the town as we move forward. In terms of our local chambers of commerce, really the only event coming up before the new year that one of the chambers is having is a menorah lighting in celebration of Hanukkah presented by the Village of Florida and the Orange County Shabbat on Monday, December 30th from 4 to 4:30 p.m. at Florida Village Hall. And finally, I just want to wish everyone a safe and happy New Year, as well as a prosperous 2025.
Thank you. Councilman Schuback, your report, please.
I'd just like to remind people, if you do, plow out your driveway, please don't leave it in this road. It's illegal to leave any snow, pushing it out to the road and leaving it there. Because that is always a problem. There's always one person that does it, and it's just it's just a problem always.
There's a lot of people that do it.
I know, but
See
you're
it
not supposed to.
Everywhere I go. Thank you, Councilman. Attorney Buckett, your report, please.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Mic's off.
Thank you, Supervisor. Earlier today, I circulated my report to the town board, which is largely confidential. I'm prepared to answer any questions, and I would like to extend season greetings to everyone, to include a happy and prosperous New Year.
Any questions for the attorney? Thank you, John. Town Clerk Astorino.
I have no report.
All right, we're moving right along here. My report is brief. Obviously, it's the day after Christmas. Don't ask me why we have town board meetings the day after Christmas, but rest assured, this will not happen in 2025. We had a great workshop before with the residents of Cascade Road. I think we had probably 8 to 10 residents of Cascade Road here present that I invited to the workshop to talk to the board on the project and kind of what's going on over there, address some of their concerns. The residents of Cascade Road were concerned that the bike hike trail is going to have signage that encourages and promotes walking and hiking along the shoulder of Cascade Road, which there is not much of a shoulder. The town board listened to their feedback. We wanted to hear every single one of them. We did, and we're going to take that into consideration as we move forward. And we appreciate the residents of the Cascade Road area for coming in and talking to us about it. I talked to the board about the future of the Community Preservation Fund and creating ideas and ways in which we can use 100% of the funds on not only preservation projects, but water quality initiatives and park maintenance and upgrades to our parks and open space. We're finding that there are fewer farms that are applying for CPF funds. Most of them have been purchased, the development rights, over 5,000 acres within the town of Warwick, which is a huge accomplishment by this town board as well as preceding town boards, and it really made Warwick what it is today. So we're very proud of this. But we do have to plan for the future and make sure that the transfer tax money that's coming into the town every single month from real estate transactions goes toward preserving the town, preserving the parks, improving parks, and potentially water quality initiatives. So I'll be working with the town board to find ways to possibly transition over the next phase of the Community Preservation Fund to ensure that it is continuing to support the town of Warwick. The Orange and Rockland substation, which we've mentioned before, is moving forward. Orange and Rockland intends to build a substation in the old prison property to support not only the new development and the new projects in that property in the tech park, but also to support the entire town. We're very thankful that Orange and Rockland is making those investments in the town, and they'll be doing so with one of the largest substations in the county right here in the town of Warwick. That is essentially just to support the grid within the town and make sure that our power is stable and protected. So that'll continue to move forward. The town of Warwick, through our budget process, agreed with a contract for PMG management to evaluate and capture data on every single road within the town of Warwick. This will create a system that will both be public as well as used by the town of Warwick to prioritize road paving for 25 as well as any year beyond that. It will score and rank every single road based on crack, age, width, potholes, and any deterioration that may be taking place on any of these town roads. And it will it will create a system that's fair in paving all of the town roads. It can't be because it's my cousin's road or because 10 people on the road called. This will be a completely unbiased approach to road paving that will use actual data to calculate and quantify the need for road paving in the town. So we're very eager to get going on that. The town board looked at our potential reorganization changes for 2025. We're going to have our reorganization meeting on January 2nd, 2025, to retain all contracts and professional services and set rates for all employees, and that'll happen on January 2nd. And we also looked at our 2025 board schedule to make sure that we come up with an accessible board meeting schedule for both the board as well as the public. That concludes my report at this time. We will open it up to privilege of the floor on agenda items. So there will be another opportunity for anybody to speak on anything else, but this is if you have a question on a resolution or anything like that. All right. Moving right into resolutions. New business.
Make a motion to adopt the following fees for the Mountain Lake Park 2025 package pricing for multiple events.
And I would just say as per the agenda, Russ, instead of reading through it all.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the following fees for the Mountain Lake Park for 2025 package pricing for multiple day events, multiple location events, events for over 100 people, weddings and retreats as listed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with Pavement Managing Group for road management program for the town of Warwick at a cost not to exceed $39,842.75.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt the following rental fees for Mountain Lake Park 2025 as listed in the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign an intermunicipal agreement with Greenwood Lake for the performance of public works services from November 1st, 2024 through October 31st, 2027.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to contribute $2,470 to the Humane Society for HVAC on town-owned kennels.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to refund $600 back to Amanda Morcelli for Mountain Lake Park rental cancellation as per email dated December 20, 2024 from the recreational director.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Excuse me.
I make a motion to create a full-time competitive position for a water and wastewater assistant, grade 4 in CSEA, and amend town employment schedules to reflect this position with Orange County Civil Service.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to refund a portion of the building fee in the amount of $218 back to Abe Muller for a canceled application for a finished basement as per letter from building inspector dated December 18th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to refund damage deposit in the amount of $1,000 back to Erica Tate for Mountain Lake Park rental.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to use ARPA funds to pay a portion of the remaining balance in the amount of $10,995.29 toward Glasgow UV disinfection system in the sewer district number 1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt local law number 10 of 2024, a local law which extended for a further 12 months, local law number 4 of 2023, a 6-month moratorium prohibiting the review and approval of clean renewable energy technology. Businesses devoted to research, education, distribution of application of technological innovation in alternative energy uses in the town of Warwick for an additional 6 months to expire June 30, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the attached budget transfers as prepared by the town controller.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, and by the way, the attached budget transfers will be provided to the entire town board. I make a motion to appoint Ryan Bialowski as a part-time police dispatcher at a rate of pay of $21.50 per hour, effective January 4, 2025, as per recommendation letter dated December 3rd, 2024, from the police chief.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to appoint William C. Torres as part-time police dispatcher at a rate of pay of $21.50 per hour, effective January 4th, 2025, as per recommendation letter dated December 3rd, 2024, from the police chief.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion that we pay all audited bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, we'll open it up to any general question or comment from the public on anything at all. You're not a member of the public. Aha, we're gonna have to make a correction, but did you want to address the board?
I would like to say something.
Please.
My name is George Brunches. I live on Cascade Road and Buttermilk Falls Road. And I'm concerned with the town being sued when people are hiking on that 3.5-mile roadway that is really not smart, in my opinion. And I welcome anybody that's making that decision to meet me, and we will walk it together with a 45-pound pack on our back, and then they can sense the interest that I have, that it's not a good idea. That's pretty much all I can say about it.
Yeah, I appreciate your feedback. It's very similar to what was shared by the other members of your neighborhood earlier today. Certainly, the town board is going to take all of this into consideration as we move forward.
Okay, and there are other areas that would access the county park and the ready 20-feet trails that exist up on top from the baseball field over towards the Cascade Road direction. There has been maintained many years a trail system up top that people can walk on, and there are some many other options that would easily get people into the trail and up to Cascade Lake trail system.
Right. Yeah, so the problem is not necessarily the connection between Cascade Road to the county park. We've got that trail, that's the easy part. The problem is that when the grant was originally applied for and the project was discussed 15 years ago, the goal was to connect two parks with each other, connecting the Cascade Lake Park with the county-owned park at Hickory Hills. And the only way to connect those two is by going down Cascade Road and then turning into the town-owned property on Cascade Road and then hiking up to the back of the baseball fields that you referenced. So the part you're talking about, which is, we all acknowledge is a tricky part, is the hike component down Cascade Road that connects Cascade Lake Park with the town-owned property that then gets you into the woods. 100%, we got it. I've received almost 20 emails from the residents of Cascade Road. I just want to point out that this project was talked about 15 years ago when it was applied for. It was talked about every single year since. And just this year alone, the town board here at this public meeting spoke about it 6 times. That was televised, and I have all the dates. That doesn't change what you're saying. I'm just saying I wish we got a little bit more feedback earlier, right, before the signs went up, because we've been talking about it extensively. But, that doesn't dismiss your comments. Your comments make a lot of sense. We get it. I get it. The board gets it, and we'll look at it.
Okay. And just the point that I won't get carried on too much. Going back, if I might, I applied because I own Buttermilk Falls Road that goes down and up to the county park. And going back into the years 2000, 2004, I had it all planned out. And Mike Foreman owned the property uphill to tied all this in, just all through the woods and all
Right.
what was designed, and that was shut down. And there's many reasons, I have a whole briefcase, I'll sit down with anybody that'd like to talk about it. And we were going to give 6-foot right-of-way, I was, from my property, so that this could be all walked on, not on Buttermilk Falls Road, that's a private road, I'm not into that.
Right.
People just walk in there because they want to. But I did have that whole plan underway at one point, and then Mike, he gave up, he sold his property, I canceled my intentions, and that was it, period to that, without getting too wordy, that's enough, I'm sure. But it was denied, it was made so difficult that nobody in their right mind would go forward.
Right.
So, okay, with that.
I appreciate your comments. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you very much.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak during the public component? Did you want to say something before I close? Yeah. We had a workshop before this with everybody that was here. You know, a lot of residents from Cascade Road. What's your name for the record? Just, yeah, it's got to be put on the record. The speed limit's already 30 miles per hour. What I mentioned, I have no control over that other than putting police where we can, when we can.
Well, we know the facts that everyone flies down that road. and it's just-
Nanette, you have to give, we had a workshop with all the residents. I'm not going to have a back and forth. I'm going to give you a quick little, update. The town of Warwick spent over $300,000 in engineering to get us to this point. If we were to pull out the signs and cancel the project, we'd have to pay back that money. We're not doing that. We're going to try to make the best of it. We're going to look at it, evaluate it carefully, put potentially additional signage. I don't think there are going to be many people walking from Cascade Lake Park to that portion of the town-owned property. I don't think you're going to find a lot of people doing that. One of the comments that was made in the suggestions, which I thought was a great one, was that both sides of that section of the trail put very clear statement that says walking Cascade Road is dangerous, and in doing so you're putting your life at risk and others at risk. We'll have to leave that to the attorney to figure out proper wording to do that, but essentially putting people on notice that, like, it's part of the trail but it's not really advised to be walking on. Kind of stuck in the position, right? The signs have to go up. They're part of the project. We can't not have the signs up. The town board is not paying back the $300,000. We're moving forward with this, and we're going to try to make the best of it. All right?
And what is the landing that was created?
That's a parking area for about 3 cars.
Okay.
Yeah, similar to the Fuller Mountain Preserve on Bowen Road. We're hoping that more people will use that connection. There's going to be a really beautiful walking bridge over across Longhouse Creek. And we're hoping that more people will basically just take the two-way back from the county park to that section, look at the creek, look at the bridge, go back. I don't foresee many people walking down Cascade Road because we put up the signs.
Unless they're coming from Cascade Park.
Exactly, right. But I think we're going to put some clear danger suggestions at Cascade Lake Park about walking down Cascade Road.
Was there a discussion of lights or anything like that? Is any of that, I don't know.
Lights where?
I'm just wondering, like, it's a two-part road with no lights, no,
I'd be happy to, so I'll be happy to share the plans with you, and you can review the plans, but again, the back and forth, I can't do that part right now. But no, there's not gonna be any additional lighting on the road. There are not gonna be speed bumps on the road. We may put additional police presence on the road. We've got those portable signs, the speed radar signs. I think Cascade Road is a good candidate, especially as this thing goes on for potentially a permanent, one of those, but I'll leave that up to the chief of police to assess. But we'll look at it very carefully and see how we can improve on this. But unfortunately, at this point, the signs are going to be there and it will be incorporated as part of the trail. I don't think it's going to be very widely used. And the other point that someone else brought up, which I thought was a very good point that I didn't even realize, Because someone had said, well, Appalachian Trail hikers are now going to use that way to go to Larry's Deli. Apparently, it's 8 miles to get to Larry's Deli from Cascade Lake Park if you were to follow this route. But if you were to not follow this route and go a different route, not along Cascade Road, it's 3.2 miles. No Appalachian Trail hiker is going to take an 8-mile detour to get to Larry's Deli. So I just don't foresee this heavy traffic that's going to come on to Cascade Road as a result of this. All right? Okay. Any other questions on anything? All right. The next town board meeting will be a reorganizational meeting on Thursday, January 2nd, 2024. It'll be at 12 p.m. right here in Town Hall. It is open to the public. There will not be a workshop prior to that meeting. And our 2025 town board meeting schedule will be posted, and the first town board meeting in the month of January will be January 9th at what time? Any idea? Any remember? Is it a 7
I have it in
p.m.?
my calendar, no.
And all of our is it a 1 p.m.? That's
Yeah.
what I
I think it was 1 p.m.
Yeah, January 9th might be 1 p.m. All of our meeting, with the exception of some odd 1 p.m. meetings, will be at 7 p.m. instead of 7:30. Trying to it just, I don't know why it was always 7:30, but it seems awfully late, especially as we get older. It seems like a later time. So they'll be at 7 p.m. So the next meeting will be January 2nd, which is our reorganization meeting, and then after that, January 9th will be the first regular town board meeting of the 2025 year, and that meeting will be 1 p.m., and it is preceded by a workshop up to 90 minutes before the meeting. I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. Oh, you can. Favor of reopening the meeting?
Aye.
The reason for reopening the meeting is resolution number 507. There is a misprint here. Let's see. It is a non-competitive position. So, John, how do we change this resolution?
We have a resolution to amend the previously approved resolution to adopt the word.
Got it. I make a motion to amend resolution number 507 for the purpose of changing the word competitive to non-competitive.
That's
Se-
correct, Supervisor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried to amend resolution number 507. Thank you very much, Bonnie. I make a motion that we close the meeting again.
Second.